In this video, we're going to review evaluating exponential expressions, and this should kind of be a review, so if you can go through this video really quickly, that's fine. If you've forgotten this stuff over break or since we last covered it, then that's fine. All right, we're reviewing it now. All right, so let's quickly review all the different types of exponents we've learned. So the first one is the positive whole number exponents. These are the ones you've been doing since like elementary school, middle school. I'm not sure when you start learning this stuff. That just means you're doing this number of copies of the value. So x to the fourth just means you have 4 copies of x being multiplied together. All right, negative exponents are ones we just learned. Negative exponents is just kind of a shortcut for saying it wants to be on the other side of the division bar. So sometimes you might have to create the division bar and then move it down. That turns into a positive. If it's already on the bottom, then it wants to move up to become a nice, happy, positive exponent. And then now we have fractional exponents. X to the 1 over n, this is just another way of saying something we've been doing for a while. Roots, so x to the 1 over n is the nth root of x. Remember, the answer for this is the thing I would multiply by n times to get x. All right, so if this was the cube root, I want to multiply by itself 3 times to get x. All right, so I want to fully simplify 9 to the 3 halves. Normally when we're working with roots, we only have like 1/2 or 1/3 or 1/4 as the exponent. So I want to kind of separate this 3 out from the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is have the 9 to the 1/2 part, all right, just the kind of denominator part, and then that's raised to the third. So I'm kind of taking this 3 part and yanking it away from the fraction so I can separate them out. The 9 to the 1/2, we know that's a root. That's the same as the square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. And now we just have 3 to a positive whole number. That's just 3 copies of 3, which is 27. All right, so 9 to the 3 halves is 27. All right, so this uses pretty much every single type. Oh no, we didn't use negative. 2 of the 3 types of exponents. All right, 32 to the negative 1/5. You can always go in different orders. For me, I would fix this negative exponent first. Pretty much always get rid of negative exponents first. That's how I do it. Again, the crazy thing about algebra is there's 100 different ways you could do it and still be right. But I would create a fraction and say this is 1 over 32 to the positive 1/5. 32 to the positive 1/5 is the 5th root of 32. And I'm asking myself, what number do I multiply by itself 5 times to get 32? You could try 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just gives you 1, so that's not the answer. But you could try 2, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. It actually is 2. So there's 1 over 2 is my final answer. All right, 8 to the negative 4/3. All right, again, I like to separate out the root part and separate out the whole number part, which is that negative 4. And again, normally we go this way. If we have this double exponent, we multiply, so we can kind of undo the multiplication as well. 8 to the 1/3 is the cube root of 8. What number multiplied by itself 3 times gives me 8? That's 2. And you can double check 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Now I have this negative exponent, so that's the same as 1 over the positive exponent. Now it wants to go to the other side of this invisible fraction bar. And then 2 to the 4th, you definitely don't have to write out this step, but remember 2 to the 4th is just 4 copies of 2, and that's 16. So this one actually has every single type of exponent we've learned. Has a negative exponent here, we flipped it. Has a positive exponent, which is the copies of the number. Has a fractional exponent, which is a root. So if you can do this problem, you know every type of exponent you'll see. So here's one for you to try on your own. What is 81 to the 1/2? I'll show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. That's 9. Because it's the square root of 81. 9 times 9 is 81. Here's another one for you to try on your own, a little bit more difficult. 4 to the negative 5 halves. All right, so go ahead and try that one. And I'll show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. All right, this one's very similar to the other one we did. All right, 4 to the 1/2 is 2. The negative exponent moves it to the bottom. 2 to the 5th is 32. All right, so this is 1 over 32. All right, so here's our summary. All right, just make sure you look through those 3 types of exponents. All of those could show up: positive exponents, negative exponents, fractional exponents. I remember, if you have a kind of complicated exponent, just break it down into smaller pieces and do one piece at a time. I like to do kind of, you saw it in that like second to last example, roots, negative, whole numbers.